This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in last session we discussed about the nexus, right? Nitin is asking, sir, in my proxy repository after setting up, some dependencies downloading from central and some from proxy. Is there any way to we can forcibly to mention get it from proxy only? Yes. So just if you go through my document, I have documented that one. Here. See here. If you want to only download dependencies from Nexus, put this in the form.xml. Okay. So if you want to this one in the mirror tag, you have to specify that from where you need to get it. So if you go to that settings.xml, go to the settings.xml, not this one, sorry, this one. You will see that mirror tag. So you have to keep that from where you need to get it. See here, remote proxy repository. So I have given that URL, then mirror of star. Star means all these things it is going to get it from the settings.xml. So if you go and do this one, definitely it is going to get all the services, all the dependencies from the proxy repository only. So whatever the URL, whatever the repository URL you have mentioned, right? So here you can keep that URL. So we have commented because with the different type address is there, no? That's why. So you can use here that URL under, give that all the details here instead of default one. Okay. Clear. So today we are going to discuss about that Jenkins. Okay. See, 1 second. Let me open this. So far we discussed about that. What are the tools? Linux commands, shell script, Git, GitHub, Maven, Tomcat, SonarQube, Nexus. So all these tools we discussed. So all these tools we have manually opened, right? And we have executed the commands, right? So I want to make automation using all these tools. So all these tools independently it is not going to work. We have to integrate with any one of the continuous integration tool. We have to integrate with any one of the continuous integration tool. So Jenkins is popular continuous integration tool. Using this tool, we can integrate all these tools. We are going to make automation. So what is the Jenkins? Jenkins is a continuous. Jenkins is an open source software Java based continuous integration tool. Open source means you don't want to pay the money and they are going to give the source code also. It's a Java based. So Jenkins is developed using the Java. So if you want to install the Jenkins software, what is the prerequisite software you have to do? Install. Have to install the Java, right? And it is a continuous integration tool. We'll discuss what do you mean by continuous integration tool. Okay. So Jenkins is started around 2004 only. Jenkins is first release in 2004. around 15 years back, right? So the initial name for Jenkins is Hudson. Hudson is the initial name. So when they are releasing in 2004, they were giving the name as Hudson. So if we are working for this Hudson, okay, they have some dispute with the Oracle. So in the Oracle, they were developing this Hudson product. So in 2011, they came out from that company and they have started one community called as Jenkins community. So set of people, group of people, they have formed one community and they have given the name as Jenkins community. Right. Here, whatever that source code for this Hudson is there, that one they took and they have given the new name as Jenkins. So now Hudson also is there, Jenkins also is there, right? But Jenkins is developing by Jenkins community. Jenkins community, right? But Hudson is developing by Oracle, right? So in 2011, they came out of that company. Okay, so they have formed one community called a Jenkins community with a group of people. So they have started developing the Jenkins. So the earlier name for Jenkins is Hudson only. So Hudson and Jenkins both are there. So it's almost similar, even related to features, the UI here and there, almost it looks same only. If you know the Jenkins, Hudson is very easy. Yes, Hudson also is there now also. Okay, so if you want, you can go and search with the Hudson software download. You will see. Clear. So now we'll discuss about that continuous integration. What do you mean by continuous integration? CI, very important definition. What do you mean by continuous integration? Continuous integration is the process of automating the build and running the unit test cases when developer puts the code to any version control system. Sunil is asking, is Hudson Voices? Yes, it's also a open source software. Okay, so that's why they took the code from Hudson and they have given the name as Jenkins and they have added some more extra features. So continuous integration is nothing but it's a process of automating the build and running the unit test cases. Running the unit test cases when developer puts the code to the version control system. Okay, so here if you see, as a developer, he is going to push the code to the GitHub. So what we have to do, we need to take that code, right, and we need to first run the unit test cases. If all the running unit test cases are successful, then we are going to create a package, right? So this process we can call as continuous integration. Creating the package, when before creating a package, first you need to run the unit test cases. When developer puts the code, that code has to be tested automatically and it has to do the build. Build means creating the package, right? Creating the package. So now if you want to implement this continuous integration flow, if you want to implement the continuous integration flow, what are the tools you are going to recommend? This is one of the intro question. Continuous, what do you mean by continuous integration? Then what are the tools you are going to suggest to implement the continuous integration and why you are going to suggest those tools? Can you justify it? So here already you guys knows the continuous integration definition is very simple. Continuous integration is nothing but it's a process of automating the build and running unit test cases as soon as the developer puts the code to the version control system. So Raju is asking, is it mean deploying the continuously application? No, that is different. CD is different. Now we are discussing only the CI till that build part only. We are not discussing about the deployment. Okay, continuous integration is nothing but it is automating the process for doing the build and running the test cases as soon as developer pushes the code. For that one, we are going to suggest that these other tools. Okay, so if it is a Java, we are going to use a Maven, and for source code GitHub, SonarKit, Nexus. Whatever the tools I'm showing here, these are the tools we are going to use to implement the continuous integration. So why you are using all these tools? Why you are proposing these tools? Because all are open source. You don't want to pay the money if you want to use these tools, right? And here we are using that Maven. Maven will work for only Java projects, no? So your Jenkins is going to support only Java projects? No, Jenkins is developed using the Java, but it is going to support for all the languages, right? So suppose if I am using that .NET, right? So Maven will work for .NET? No, Maven is not going to work for .NET. Then which build tool we are going to use for .NET? We are going to use for MS build or NAND. So just here we are going to change the build, MS build, right? So here and there the tools are going to change if programming language is different. See, for .NET, SonarKit is going to support. Yes or no? You can keep that SonarKit in this diagram if it is a .NET also, right? Node.js, for Node.js we are going to use different build tool, Gulf or Grunt. So here and there the tools are going to change, but whatever I am showing this flow diagram, it is going to work for only the Java, because here I mentioned that Maven as a build tool. Maven build tool, it will work only for the Java projects. So like that guys, you can change that here and there the tools based on your requirement. But Jenkins is going to support for multiple languages. It is developed using the Java, even though it is going to support for multiple other programming languages. Clear guys? Now you know that what is the continuous integration. If you want to implement the continuous integration, what are the tools you are going to propose? Right. How to define the unit test cases? We are not going to write that unit test cases. As a developer, he is going to write how we are going to run the unit test cases, Java unit test cases. What is the command for running the unit test cases? MVN test, right? So that one we can use that one. But if I use that MVN package, is it going to execute the test goal also? Yes. So before package, test goal is there. Before test, compile goal is there. Before compile, validate goal is there. Yes or no? All these things it is going to execute. Clear? So now we'll discuss about that benefits of CI, continuous integration benefits. So very important one benefit is there. Immediate bug detection. Immediate bug detection. Suppose if you don't implement this continuous integration, if you don't implement continuous integration, what will happen? See, one of the developer has pushed the code, right? So he thought that it is working in his local and he pushed the code. So as soon as developer pushed the code, other guys has took that code and they started doing the building. It is failing. It is giving that build issues. It is giving that build issues. Right? But that time when you are trying to ping him, he left for the day. He logged off. So we need to wait until he come to online. Right? Because he changed here and there multiple places. But if you implement the continuous integration, as soon as developer push the code, your continuous integration system, the tool, it will get the code from GitHub, then it will run the unit test cases, right? Using this Maven, then it will try to do a build. It will create the package, then it will execute the SonarCube report, then it will store that artifact into the artifact repository. If any something is goes wrong, it is going to send a email notification. Whether it is a build success or failure, it is going to send a email notification. Right? If you see, observe here now, as soon as developer pushes the code, your continuous integration tool will take the code, automatically it will take the code. I will show you what are the configurations we have to do it. As soon as developer pushes the code, if you want to take that code, what are the configurations we need to do? I will show you in tomorrow onwards. It will take the code, it will do the unit test cases, then it will create a package, it will execute the SonarCube report, then it will upload into the artifact repository, then it will send a email notification. Immediately developer will get that email notification whether it is a success or failure, build is successful or a failure. If it is failure, immediately he will look into that one, then he is going to fix and he is going to push it. So the main advantage, the benefit of continuous integration is immediate bug detection. Nitin is asking, can we do CD also with Jenkins? Yes, we can do it. So that is called as continuous delivery or continuous deployment. We'll discuss it. So 6.1, this one, deploying. It will come in the CD process. Okay, so I need to update this one. So it will be, in this case, it will be 6 only here. So here, next one, this one. Okay, so this is called as continuous integration. Okay. Now, what is another important benefit of continuous integration. No integration step involved in software development life cycle. See, earlier when we are following waterfall model, so the front end team is different, the back end team is different. So they were sitting all together and they are integrating the code and they are making the changes and they are pushing the code. But here, once if you implement the continuous integration, everyone is going to push the code. Automatically it will do the build, it is going to take care of all these things. Right? 1 minute guys, I'm getting call. Clear? So after implementing this continuous integration, we have eliminated this one. We don't want this software integration step. And a deployable system at any given point means here if you see deployable system means that package is ready. That package is ready. So before creating that package, see it is testing by unit test cases. Right? So you may have question, sir, to implement the continuous integration, so developer has to write that unit test cases for that source code. He should write it. Okay, but is it a mandatory? It is not a mandatory, but good to have. He should write the unit test case so that before creating a package, it will run the unit test cases, then it is going to create the packages. Clear? So next one is record of evaluation of the project. So when this project has started, what is the how many builds happen? See, we are going to execute mn package. So like that, how many times we did the build? It is going to start with 1, 2, 3 like that one. It is going to increment by 1. We can evaluate that how long this project is running, right? All these things we can see. Okay, so these are the benefits of continuous integration. So the main benefit is immediate bug detection. Clear? So next one is continuous delivery and continuous deployment. So what is the difference between continuous delivery and continuous deployment? So see in this diagram, there is no deployment part, just it is a continuous integration. In the continuous integration part, there is no deployment. So in the next diagram, you will see here, deployment part also is there. So what is the difference between continuous integration and continuous delivery? If you see here, let me draw that. As a developer, he is going to push the code to the where version control system, the source code management. Then what we are going to do? We'll deploy the code to that which environment? First, what is the environment? We are going to use dev environment, right? So once code is deployed in dev environment, then we are going to move to the QA environment. Once QA is working fine, then we are going to deploy into the prod. So these are the minimum 3 environments many of the projects and many of the companies are following. In between dev and QA, many of the environments you can maintain based on your requirement. UAT, right? Performance, SIT, many environments we can maintain based on your client and your project requirement. But minimum, these are the 3 environments will be there, right? So as soon as developer puts the code to the version control system, we'll deploy into the dev. Once it is working fine, then immediately we'll deploy into the QA. Once it is working fine, then we are going to deploy into the production. If you see in this diagram, okay, in the continuous delivery, till that QA environment end-to-end automation. For production, we are going to trigger manually. right? So that is also a automation deployment, but manually we'll go and deploy, trigger that one. Hey, clicking on build now, like that one. Anyway, automatically it is going to taking care of everything automation. But in the continuous deployment, end-to-end automation, as soon as developer puts the code, that code is going to deploy into dev. Once it is deploying dev in environment, then it is going to check whether it is working fine. Then it is going to deploy into QA. Then it is going to deploy into the production. End-to-end automation, right? But in the continuous delivery, it is a manual process for production deployment, right? So here, when we are going to the continuous delivery and continuous deployment, so continuous deployment, we are going to usually use for the implement for the internal projects. Internal projects, or we can call it in-house projects. In-house projects, right? Means internal projects means whatever the projects which are going to use within our company, our employees only, those applications we can call as internal projects, right? Suppose HRMS portal, so going to use by within our company only, right? Our employees only. Suppose Flipkart is a external application, we are working for the Flipkart guys. So for external applications, right, we are going to implement continuous delivery. So before deploying code to the production environment, you should take the approval from the client, right? Before deploying code to the production environment, you should take the approval from the client, then you have to deploy it. And what we are going to deploy, we need to give that the release information to the client. So in this particular release, these are the features we are going to release. So in one of the interview, they asked this question: before deploying code to the production, are we taking the permissions from the, are we taking the approval from the client or not? Yes, we are taking. Without taking the approval from the client, you should not supposed to deploy the code. Clear? So continuous deployments, end-to-end automation. Continuous delivery means till the QA automation. For production, manual triggering option is there. So in continuous integration, we are not going to do any deployment. See, Dayanand, I mentioned here. Do we have any like a deployment tools here and any target servers? No, right? But in the continuous deployment or delivery only, the servers are there for deploying, right? In the continuous delivery, one manual intervention is there to deploying the production, deploy the production. But in continuous delivery, end-to-end automation. So that is the main difference between continuous delivery and continuous deployment. Clear? So next one is what Jenkins can do. See here, Jenkins can, using Jenkins, we can integrate with various version control systems like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, CVS, SVN, TFS. So CVS concurrent version system, SVN subversion, TFS team foundation server. This is the Microsoft product, TFS. Okay, when I was in Cognizant, I was using this TFS. Okay, so like that, various version control systems we can integrate with our Jenkins and generate the test reports. See, I want to know that how many unit test cases are ran, how much of code coverage happened, right? So all these things. Sir, even we can see that report in where? SonarQube also, na? How many unit test cases are ran, how much of code coverage and all. Yes, it's there. Then what is the difference, sir? Generating the report in Jenkins. See, in the Jenkins, using one plugin, Jacoco, Java code coverage. Java means Java, CO means code, again another CO means coverage. Jacoco is a code coverage plugin, very important plugin. We will generate the report. So remember this plugin, it is very important plugin. We are going to use this plugin. So using this plugin, we can generate the report, how many unit test cases has run, how much of code coverage, and which lines of code is tested by your unit test cases. And also we have one feature called as stop the deployment. If the code coverage, suppose we are expecting the code coverage is 80%. If the code coverage is not 80%, this plugin is going to stop the deployment. So in 2014, I was a Java developer. So that time the DevOps team has stopped this deployment. So we are pushing the code and we are expecting that updates in the server. So we are not seeing that updates. Arey yaar, what happened? So that time we are not getting the mails. Then we contacted the DevOps team. He said that, so your code coverage is 78% only. That's why we are not deploying. We are stopping the deployment process. Oh, then we have. So if you want to increase the code cover, code coverage percentage, what we have to do? We means developers. Developer has to write the unit test cases. Developers has to write the unit test cases to increase the code coverage. So like that I have written and it reached more than 80%, then it's deploying. So that feature is not there in the SonarQube. Just it will check that how many unit test cases there, how much of code coverage happen. Clear, but using the Jenkins, using one of the plugin Jacoco, we can stop the deployment also if the code coverage is not whatever that threshold we are expecting. Sorry guys. Right. So that is very important feature is there. Then push the builds to the various artifact repositories. See here we are using that Nexus. So like that you can use that JFrog Artifactory also. You can use JFrog Artifactory to upload the artifact into the another artifact repository, not only the Nexus. Clear? And deploy the directly to production and test environment. Means using this Jenkins, you can implement the continuous integration or continuous delivery also directly till QA can deploy and production or only the QA environment. Notify stakeholders of build status. Here stakeholders means clients. See, we can send a email notification after build is over, whether it is a successful or failure, we can send the email notification. Right. So Swaminathan is, sir, so in real time we use the Jacoco instead of SonarQube? No. See, Jacoco is not going to generate the report, right? The SonarQube report. See, SonarQube report, SonarQube is going to use for generating the SonarQube report as well as unit test cases report also it is going to give. But Jacoco plugin just it will give that only the JUnit test cases report. It is not going to generate the, if any code standards issues are there, it is not going to check the quality of the source code. We are going to use SonarQube also. Clear? So this email notification we are going to send to the client's production deployment and developers also. So whatever the email IDs we are going to configure for everyone, it is going to send that email, right? So like that, it is going to notify. So these are the things we can do it through the Jenkins. So other continuous integration tools also there apart from Jenkins, right? Now, what is the benefit of Jenkins if I use the continuous integration tool? So Janardhan, how Jenkins works, CI, CD. See, now you know what is the CI, what is the CD. Whatever that purpose, whatever you want, you can use it too. If you want, you can use it both also, continuous integration and continuous delivery and deployment based on your requirement. Sometimes they are going to use only for doing the build and keeping that package into the artifact repository. So that is called continuous integration. Based on your requirement, however you want, you can use this Jenkins, either it is CI or CD. So what are the benefits of using the Jenkins over other continuous integration tools? See here, Cloudbase, Bamboo, other continuous integration tools are there. We'll come back again this particular information. We'll discuss about the benefits of continuous integration now. It is open source tool with great community support. Okay, so Jenkins is an open source tool with community support. Great community support means when you are using this Jenkins, if you have any issues, you can create a ticket. You are going to get that solution for that one. So they are using one ticketing tool called as Jira. Okay, so if you want to, you can create the tickets also, but first you have to create the account in that their Jira. Clear? So I will share that URL. If you want, you can create that account in that Jira. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can create the ticket so that you are going to get that support also. But don't expect that immediate support because n number of people are using this Jenkins. N number of guys are going to get the issues. They are going to create that n number of tickets. They are going to check that what is the high priority. So they are going to set the priority. Based on that priority, they are going to work. Definitely, you are going to get the solution one day. Clear? And it is very easy to install and has a simple configuration through a web-based GUI, which speed up the job configurations. See, it is very easy to install, and it is having a very good GUI, and it is having very good GUI. So we have one continuous integration tool called as cruise control. Continuous integration tool called as cruise control. So when I was in Cognizant 2014, I was using this cruise control. So it is not having that good GUI. If you want to do any configurations, we are opening that config.xml file and doing all the things, providing that repository details, all those things. But compared to other tools, Jenkins having very good GUI. So we like GUI only, right? We'll go here and there. We are going to configure it. Correct, no? So and it is having that 1,800 plus plugins. So earlier it was 1,500. Now it has increased that to 1,018. Okay, so 1,800 plugins. See, what do you mean by plugin here? plugin is nothing but it's piece of software, right? It's a piece of software. So by default, Jenkins is not going to come up with all the plugins installed. Based on your requirement, whatever the plugin you want, you can install it. Based on requirement, you can install that particular plugin. See, you want to generate the report. What is the plugin? JUnit report. What is the plugin we need to install? We have to install the Jacoco plugin. So Arvind is asking that, is GitLab also CI/CD tool? Yes. So GitLab, so far what we discussed, GitLab, Bitbucket, GitHub, these are the source code management tools, right? But GitLab and GitHub, now they are giving that CI/CD features also. Along with storing the source code, use these two, you can implement the CI/CD process also. So if you go to that Jenkins, so sorry, GitHub, you will see here actions. You will see that actions. So GitHub Actions, this is the latest feature. Recently they have released. Earlier we don't have this feature. Okay, so now instead of Jenkins, you can use GitHub Actions also. Okay, so recently they have given. So here you can write that CI related flows. Okay, then you can do that build and deployments also. You can use the continuous integration and you can use the continuous deployment also. Same way like GitLab also having that CI/CD features. Okay, so GitLab you can use only for storing the source code, and also you can use for CI/CD purpose also. So if you have the GitLab or GitHub, you don't want Jenkins also. Recently they have added that GitHub Actions, this particular tab. Earlier we don't have. I think 3-4 months back they have added this one, GitHub Actions. So we can call it GitOps. So sometimes nowadays they're asking, do you know the GitOps? GitOps means, see here they have added one tab called Actions. Using this one, this is the continuous integration feature. Using this one, without Jenkins also, we can deploy the application. Right? Earlier, we don't have. Initially, first we have that in the GitLab. GitLab we can use for source code management, and GitLab continuous delivery or continuous deployment process also we can use it. So Ramakrishna, GitHub will cover what are the features which are Jenkins. So just it will do the deployment, but we don't have much GUI. See here, Jenkins having very good GUI, but if you go and see here, we don't have much GUI for creating the jobs and all. Okay, GitHub and Jenkins are similar or what, sir? No, both are different. See, GitHub is going to use it for storing the source code. It is a SCM tool, but recently they have added this feature also, GitHub's feature also. Using these actions, we can deploy application also. You can do the build application also, whatever the Jenkins can do. But we don't have all the features whatever Jenkins is providing in the GitHub related to continuous integration and continuous delivery. Okay, Sir, are we going to git clone in Jenkins? Yes, we are going to see integrate that Jenkins with GitHub with Jenkins, and we are going to get the code from GitHub to Jenkins. Then we are going to start the build. Other steps. Clear? Suppose we know that Jenkins having that 1800 plugins, na? But see here, this is a URL. Discover that 1800 plus community distributed contributed Jenkins plugins. 1800 plus plugins are there. See here, browse categories. So they have given some categories and new plugins, right? Recently updated plugins, right? So like that, the trending plugins, whatever it is there, here it is there, right? Suppose you have one requirement. Out of these 1800 plugins is not met with your requirement. What you can do? You can create your own plugin. You can develop your own plugin based on your requirement, and you can install that particular plugin, and you can share that plugin to Jenkins community team so that they are going to upload here. See here, it has around 1800 plus plugins are there. Is your work. If the plugin does not exist, just code it up and share with the community also, so that they are going to upload into this plugins repository, and others also can able to download it. And guys, suppose you, sir, I have developed and why I need to give it. So if you want to help to the others, and on one more thing, after sharing this plugin to the Jenkins community, they are going to keep your name as author. Who is author for this particular plugin? I will show you. Suppose if you see, take that any of the plugin. So like search here. What is the plugin I'm going to search here? Convert pipeline. This is one plugin. Okay. See, convert to pipeline. See, just click on this plugin. If you see, info, this is the company. This is the Hyderabad based company. They have developed this one. Okay. So they have developed, and how to use also they have mentioned here. How to use that particular plugin also they have. See, and please contact InfoStretch through labs underscore support at the rate this one for any issues or support required about this particular plugin. This is one of the plugin. So they are going to mention their names also. Suppose if any plugin is developed through Mithun Software Solutions, they can keep here Mithun Software Solutions, right? So 4 years back they have developed. So if you want to use this Jenkins, you should use that Jenkins 2.73, right? So total 5094 downloads they did, and each month, see how many installs also they are keeping here, right? So if you have any issues or any document about this one, see here Java doc. So in the, if you click on this one, it will take you to the GitHub. So there related to this plugin information, code and all everything, it will be there. See here they have developed, right, this plugin. If you see, they have developed this plugin using the Java, right? See Java. Clear? So like that you can develop your own plugins also. If you want, you can share with others also. How you are going to share with others? Just you can share this plugin to the community. They are going to upload into this particular Jenkins repository. Clear? So it's built with Java, means Jenkins is developed using the Java. So it's portable on all major platforms. Here major platform means operating systems. Right. So Jenkins is going to work in all the operating systems. See, Java. Why Java is popular? So if you know the Java, definitely we are going to answer. So Java is having one feature, Aura concept. Aura means write once, run anywhere. Suppose I have developed this one Java program, hello world dot Java, where in my MacBook I have compiled hello world dot class file, it will generate. Yes or no? If I share this class file with you guys, who even you guys are using that Windows, so in Windows operating system also you can run this particular Java class. But if it is a C language, C programs, no. Wherever you have compiled in that particular operating system only it is going to run. So that's why Java become popular. This is one of the important feature of Java. Clear? So Jenkins is developed using the Java. Means Jenkins software is nothing but collection of Java classes only. Right. So it is going to run in all the major platforms. Okay. Platform means not here railway platform, these things and all. It's operating systems. Okay. So good documentation and enriched support articles or information available on the internet with which will help beginners to start easily. See, Jenkins having very good documentation available in the internet. Why we are getting good documentation about this Jenkins in the internet? It's a open source. Many people have started using that one. Yes or no? Suppose if it is not open source, suppose if it is a proprietary, are we going to use this one? If you are not going to use this one, are we going to prepare any documentation about this one? No. So 2 years back, I was using one software. I don't want to reveal that software, and I was getting one error. Just that error, I searched in the Google and Yahoo. Just I'm getting the two results only related to that particular error, because that tool is not open source and it is not free also. So no one is using. Very less people are using. I spend lot of hours for that to fix that one, because I'm not getting enough information in the internet. Again, I contacted to whom? The product support guys. So whoever developed that product, that guys knows if you get this error, what is the solution, right? But Jenkins is an open source. Many people are using, so you are going to get that detailed documentation. You will see that detailed documentation in the internet. Clear? So Jenkins not only for development and deployment process. See, we can use Jenkins for running the Selenium test cases also, right? So who is going to write this Selenium test cases, and for what purpose we are going to write the Selenium test cases? So QA team is going to write. So who is going to write this unit test cases? Developers, right? So Selenium test cases we means as a QA team they are going to write for making the test automation. Instead of manually testing, we can make the testing automation. We can make the testing automation, right? So I need to run these Selenium test cases at night every day, 12 o'clock. Just configure these Selenium test cases, the GitHub repository URL in your Jenkins. So whatever that Selenium test cases are there in the GitHub, those Selenium test cases are going to get, and it will run that whatever the type you have specified, right? So like that, not only the developers, DevOps engineers, everyone is using this Jenkins. So many of testers nowadays, they are learning this Jenkins. Not only DevOps engineers. See, one of my friend recently, 1 week back, he called me. Hey, earlier I learned this Jenkins and I implemented for. He is a DBA guy. He is working in very good MNC CJ. He's my classmate. So he called me. Hey, I want to implement whatever I'm doing manually, DB task using the Jenkins. I want to automate it. Can you give me some more overview of how to do it? It is very easy. I have explained. He gone through that my classes. He implemented last year only, and I have some more questions. And he told me, "Hey, I want to do those things. Is it possible?" Yes, I told him. Okay. So not only the DevOps engineer, everyone started using these Jenkins to make it automation. So Ramakrishna is asking, GitHub is source code management, right? How can we integrate Selenium test cases in that one? See here you can store the source code. Okay, so recently they have added this GitHub Actions, this Actions feature. It is going to use to implement the continuous integration or continuous delivery. See here, you can write that flows, workflows. Click on this one here, workflows. Okay, so whatever the requirement, you can select Java with Ant, right? Java with Maven also is there for a Terraform. So whatever Java with Maven, select these things, right? And you can configure that URL. So this is the Jenkins URL. Go here, code. So take this one. This is your Jenkins URL. Take this one and you can automatically anyway, if you select that repository, it will take it. See, I'm exploring all these GitHub actions also. Definitely I'm going to come up with these actions also. Okay, maybe in future batches. Okay, so guys, continuously I'm going to analyze the market, what is there in the market, what they're expecting, and we are going to explore. Nowadays, recently, one of our student, he called me, sir, in today's my interview, they asked, do you know the GitHubs? So do you have any idea on GitHub actions? Then I have started exploring on this one. Okay, so still I'm exploring. Once I will finish my successful deployment, maybe I will do one recording, or I will add into that next batches classes. Okay, so guys, like this we are keep on adding that many features. Okay, so people are asking, sir, for my friend you took that 15,000 or 10,000, why you are increasing the fees? Because of this one. Keep on adding that new topics. So what topics you have added, sir? They're asking GitHub. Sir, already GitHub is there, sir, my friend also. In GitHub, many subtopics are adding, keep on adding. We are keep on updating ourselves and we are adding those topics. Okay. Clear. So Jenkins is not only used by the DevOps engineers. Others also started using this one. Many guys in my company, all the testers, they should know the Jenkins. So that is the requirement. If something goes wrong, you guys also has to do that debugging. So like that, that is one rule they passed. Everyone, all the testers, they should know the Jenkins. Clear, Ramakrishna? Now, okay. So what are the popular continuous integration tools? Jenkins is there. Yes, it is open source. Cloud-based Jenkins. What is this cloud-based Jenkins? What is this cloud-based? Sir, bees are in the cloud. That's why we're calling cloud-based. This is a company name. Cloud-based is a one company name. What they did, so whatever the Jenkins software is there, they took that software. On top of that one, they have added some more features and they have released it as a cloud-based Jenkins. So Jenkins is different. Cloud-based Jenkins is different. So this is a community edition. CE. C means community edition. This one EE. E means, can you guess? What is that? EE. Enterprise edition. Okay. So if you want to use that enterprise edition, you have to pay the money, purchase the license. So cloud-based Jenkins is a free software. No, if you want to use the cloud-based Jenkins, you have to pay the money, purchase the license, and you have to use it. So sometimes interviewer is going to ask you, so are you working on a cloud community edition or enterprise edition? So here community edition means Jenkins. Okay. Tomcat means it is a Tom's pet name. I don't know what your pet name are. I don't know. I don't want to comment on that one. So Jenkins is a one person name. If you go on search Jenkins, you will see that many guys it will come the profiles. Okay. So CloudBees is the one enterprise edition. So are you using that CE or EE? So just tell him some projects I used that community edition. For some projects I used that CloudBees Jenkins. So one of my client he sponsored that the license funding. So we purchased it and we were using this cloud-based Jenkins. So another sponsor, another client is not ready to fund that license for EE cloud-based Jenkins. So we are using that Jenkins only. So like that you can answer. Okay. So like that bamboo, bamboo sticker. Bamboo is also one of the continuous integration. Who is the vendor for this one? Bamboo is a one continuous integration tool like Jenkins, like cloud-based Jenkins. So is a vendor for this one. Who is a vendor for Bitbucket? Who is a vendor for Jira? Atlassian. Atlassian. Atlassian is the company name. They are providing many DevOps tools. Sometimes in the JD job description, okay, so you are going to see that the candidate has to have that Atlassian products. Atlassian product means don't think that hey my trainer is not explained. See, you know already Bitbucket, Bamboo. If you know the Jenkins, Bamboo is very easy. So why I'm not teaching all these tools? These are not open source. Even it is not free. If you want to use these tools, you have to pay the money and purchase the license. So are you guys ready to pay the money and purchase the license? Even suppose no one is ready to purchase, right? We don't want to waste money. We want to learn freely without paying the money. Even suppose if you take Mithun Software Solutions, it is a small company, right? We are not able to afford that purchasing the license and all. So that time we'll prefer that open source softwares. That's why for open source softwares, more demand is there, right? So if you know Jenkins, these tools exploring and learning, it is not a difficulty, right? So like that, many continuous integration tools are there in the market. Travis CI, Circle CI, GitLab CI. See, GitLab. So GitLab you can use for continuous integration as well as SCM also. TeamCity, like that, many continuous integration tools are there. But most of the guys are going to use that Jenkins. Clear? So next one is Jenkins installation. So if you want to install the Jenkins, first the prerequisite software is Java. You should install the Java, then you can install the Jenkins. So what is the hardware requirement? Just for installing Jenkins and running the Jenkins, 1 GB RAM server is fine, but we are going to integrate all these softwares. See here, many softwares are there, right? We are going to integrate all these softwares and we are going to run jobs in the Jenkins. So 1 GB RAM is not going to be sufficient. We are going to use that 4 GB RAM server. So we can create that T2 dot medium instance type, right? T2 medium instance type, we are going to use it. Clear? So what we'll do first, we'll go to that AWS admin console. So let me switch to that Mumbai region, because my all servers are in Mumbai region. Then let me create one instance with the T2 medium type. So I can stop this one also. No need, na? Okay, later I will do it. So launch instances. So I will go with Red Hat. So guys, today remind me how to install Java in the Ubuntu server. I will create one blog on that one, and how to install other softwares in the Ubuntu. Okay, so I selected T2 medium. See, sometimes I'm going to forget. Even last class also I said that I will share the roles and responsibilities. After some people remind me, Vijay Lakshmi and all. So thank you. So that's why I have shared immediately. So like that, even whatever I'm saying here, if I miss, if you remind me, definitely I'm going to share it, because the n number of works I'm doing, office work, other students are keep on calling me, new batch is started. Okay, so managing it's really very difficult, guys. So select that T2 medium next. So see here, 10 GB hard space minimum it is going to allocate. So security groups, if you want, you can enable that port number now itself, or later also you can enable that port number. Now you guys are familiar with enabling the port numbers, right? Anybody have any questions related to these port numbers? And some people are not enabling while creating the server, and they are trying to access the without enabling a port. Sir, I am not able to, but service is running in the Jenkins Linux server. Sir. Check that. So here, if you go through that one, each software I have given that troubleshooting points also. Suppose if you want to install the Nexus server, here I have given that how to install the Nexus software. So after that, I have given the troubleshooting points also. Nexus service is not running. Make sure all these 4 points whether you have done or not. If your server is running but still you are not able to access Jenkins URL, make sure port 8081 is open in the secure group. All these things you have to verify from your side. Have given that detailed documentation, all the troubleshooting points, but still people are. So Nitin is answer, can you give me a rough idea after pushing artifact that the procedure like we can deploy to Tomcat, but we use Ansible Docker, and yes, we'll discuss. Now you don't want to ask those questions. You will get that all the idea about where we'll use the Ansible, where we'll use the Tomcat, right? All these things. Wait, you can wait some time. So now I'm enabling that all the port numbers, inbound rules, all TCP, So it is going to enable all the port numbers. Under source, I am keeping anywhere, review, launch. Right. Select this checkbox, click on launch instances. Okay. Scroll down, click on view instances. Okay. So just you can go here, give the name. So I'm giving the name. So here I'm giving that Jenkins server. Yes, Sunil, if you want, you can use that existing security groups also instead of creating. Okay. What is happening? Jenkins server. Okay. So now what I will do, I will connect to this server. Very simple. Click on connect. Take this command. Go here. I have disconnected other server. So just type ls. You will see that PEM file. So now tell me what is the error I'm getting here. This is the common error everyone is going to get. If you observe here, we are using that devops mss devops.pem file. Right? Is not accessible. No such file or directory. Connection refused. Because in my current directory, which file is there? DevOps MSS SCB September batch. But are we using this PEM file? We are using a different PEM file. So my PEM file is available in different directory. Easy to give that. So here if you type, see, DevOps MSS DevOps. Now you can execute this command. See, say yes, it's connected. Right, verify that error message easily you can able to understand. First, Java has to install. Do you have install? Java is installed? No. So switch to the root user. You can install. Follow this Java installation steps. So Nitin is contributing a lot. So he shared with me how to install Java 8, Java 11. Okay, so still I didn't validate it. Maybe today I will validate and I will create a one blog how to install Java 11 in Red Hat Linux server. Okay. So nowadays he is becoming very good guy. Hmm? I want to see everyone like that one proactiveness. Even Sure, this one Sunil also. He is helping to other students like he is spending hours like that one. Okay. So see if you start helping to others, na, easily can able to remember. Whatever I was learning, I was helping to my classmates. Hey, you have to go like this one. I was explaining them. Okay, so that I can able to remember the things when we are preparing for exams. Na? So whatever I learn, I am explaining in that board or book. So that directly will go to the exam center. You will write your own way instead of by hearting. See, learn that concept, know that concept, write your own way instead of by hearting. If you by heart, na, you are not able to remember once you'll go to that exam center. So many guys are failing like that one. So I will share one incident. When I was in +2, okay, intermediate first year, one guy is very good, clever. So whatever you will say, he is going to write it. But in the exam, he failed. The lecturers called him and they asked, "Sir, everything I forgot, sir. I don't know what happened." Because he's a by heart guy. He's closing his eyes and he's by hearting. Many times I saw. Don't do like that one. Understand the concept. Okay, so Java is installed. So guys, maybe these things for some guys it may be boring. So whatever I'm giving, that each point is valid, and with my experience, whatever I am in my life I experience, those things I'm sharing with you guys. Some guys are saying he is going out of our technical discussions. Am I going? Yes, I am going also. And is it useful or not? Okay, so Java is installed. Now I need to install the Jenkins. So if you want to install the Jenkins, I have created a one blog, right? So if you see here, Jenkins, you don't want to follow this blog also. You can just search in Google. Okay, see here some steps are there. Jenkins installation. Instead of that one, if you want, you can search in Google. Jenkins download. Just click on Jenkins download. Okay. See here, they have given minimum prerequisite 256 MB of RAM, 1 GB hard drive is enough. Recommended hardware configuration for small team is 4 GB plus RAM, 50 GB plus hard space. Right, that's why we are using 4 GB RAM. Okay, so the software requirements: Java, web web browsers means which browsers you want. Okay, see if you want to install that software, Jenkins software in Linux servers. So here Fedora is there. Then Red Hat or CentOS. Right. See, if you want to install a Jenkins, we are going to use yum install Jenkins -y. But we'll get a error. See what error we are getting? Unable to find a match Jenkins. Okay. So because if you use that m command, from where it is going to get this package, whatever the package you are mentioning, it is trying to get from the m repositories. Correct? Ne? So right now this package is not there. Even I am executing as a root user Ishwar. Okay, it is saying that no match for argument Jenkins, means that Jenkins package is not there in the m repositories. So for that one, what you are going to do? See, we can download that Jenkins package. Just execute these two commands. Just these two commands is more enough. Here what we are doing? We are downloading. Okay, we are downloading this particular software, the Jenkins package from this particular URL, right? Where we are keeping -o output file. See in the m.repos.d. So there we are keeping with the name jenkins.repo. Then we are importing one key. Just execute these two commands. That's all. Now here execute this Jenkins. So what we did? We have downloaded the Jenkins package and we kept it in the m repositories. And we have imported one key. That key is going to use to validate it, that software. Now if you go and execute this command, it will work because that package is there, right? So it is saying that uh, cannot install the best candidates for the job. So you have to use this option -skip broken. Last metadata. Okay, so just use this option, no best. So recently they have given this one. I need to explore what is this option. Even last batch, only some guys got the error. So I told that use these options to install. Okay, let me go through this one. See now, after using that option, it is installing. What is those options? I will explore that one, and I will let you know. See, it's installing. So guys, you can use this one, yum install Jenkins -y no best no best. Use this one, then only it is going to install. Okay, so Jenkins is installed. Once if you install the Jenkins, it is going to create a one service called as Jenkins. So in today's morning class, Linux comments is going on. There I mentioned. So if you install the Jenkins, it is going to create a one service called Jenkins. And he started asking questions, what is the Jenkins and all. So I told him, don't worry, we'll discuss later. So once if you install this Jenkins, it is going to create a one service called as Jenkins, and it is going to create a one user called as Jenkins. So this user we are going to call as what type of user? System user. Now I want to enable this service. Why we need to enable the service? As soon as your Linux server is started, Linux server is up and running, this service also has to be up and running. So for that one, we can use that systemctl enable service name. Okay, what is the service name? Jenkins. In production, we will use RPM installation of Jenkins or download where and now we are going to use the RPM file and we are going to run it. This is the best practice. Whatever I'm showing, just follow that one. I'm going to follow that all the best practices and whatever we are using in real time. So just we have enabled. Now I want to start the Jenkins server. Just check the status. So some guys are saying, sir, after enabling Jenkins service, the service is going to run. No, just you have enabled, you are not running. So then you can start it. It started. Now you can check the status. See, it is running. Now I want to access that Jenkins server which is running in the Linux server from my browser. For that one, we are going to use that URL protocol, IP address of the server where you have installed your Jenkins server. Take the public IP address colon 8080 is the default port number. Take this one, go to the browser. Okay, see, you have to unlock. See, this is the default password. It will be available in this particular file, initial admin password. Go to your server, press Q, it will come with cat. See, this is the token. Go here, paste it. Okay, click on continue. See, by default, Jenkins is not going to install all the plugins. See, here we have two options: install suggested plugins, select plugins to install. So if you select this one, install plugins to select, you have to select whatever the plugins you want to install, but we are not sure, right? What plugin for what purpose? Yes or no? we are new to this one. What you have to do? Select that, click on that, install suggested plugins. So it is going to install whatever that basic set of plugins, whatever it is mandatory plugins, it is going to install. Click on install suggested plugins. See, these are the plugins it is going to install. So it will take some time. When you are installing Jenkins, you should have a good internet connectivity, because all these plugins are going to download from your plugins repository manager, and it is going to install it. See, folders is a one plugin, but here under folders you will see that 2 stars, some other plugins also there. Yes or no? These are the dependency plugins. Automatically those plugins are going to install. You can see in Maven also we have mentioned some dependencies in the pom.xml, but it is going to download many dependencies now, because automatically it is going to find what are the transitive plugins are, transitive dependencies are there. It is going to download those plugins, are those dependencies also. Here also same, it is going to download whatever that dependencies plugins. See here, timestamper is a one plugin, right? But it is, see, it is installed that, see, many other plugins also. So again, I'm saying when you are installing Jenkins, you should have a good internet connectivity. Otherwise, it is not going to install properly. Even one or two plugins fail also, no problem. Later, I will show you. Remember, take that screenshot. What are the plugins are failed? You can install it. Is it installing Gradle and many other which we don't use? Yeah, Gradle. See, Gradle is another Maven, like another Java build tool, right? So we are not using, but it is going to install because we selected the suggested plugins. Huh? So Nandabala is asking how much time it will take to start to complete this installation. It depends on your network, the internet bandwidth. So at least minimum 5 minutes it will take. Okay, so Chandan is asking the plugins will be downloaded into EC2 instance, right? Yes, I will tell you in which folder also it is going to store when we are going to discuss about the Jenkins directory structure, right? So that time we'll discuss where these plugins are going to be stored, whatever we are downloading. So it's installing. So once you have installed all these plugins, immediately it will ask you to create a one admin user. Okay. Maybe it will take 2 more minutes maximum. See, it is asking create a first admin user. So I'm going to give that Mithun Technologies password only I'm giving. So full name Mithun Technologies. Email. So you should give any valid email ID. Okay, otherwise it is not it is not going to allow you to take. So you can give any email ID. It is not going to validate. Okay, but not a problem. Even you can give something like mithun@gmail.com. Okay, click on save and continue. Save and finish. Start using Jenkins. So like this, you should install the Jenkins before coming to the next class. So tomorrow onwards, all the practical sessions only. So next 9 to 10 classes, everything will be practical, no theory classes. Clear? So don't miss anybody, right? Because all these tools we are going to integrate whatever we learned so far, and we are going to automate it, whatever we did manual so far. Just as we are going to cover pipelines also, the detailed way we are going to discuss. Okay. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time with the labs. Thank you.